Section 1 of Institutes of the Christian Religion, Book 1. This is a LibriVox recording. All LibriVox recordings are in the public domain. For more information or to volunteer, please visit LibriVox.org. Recording by Gregory Wagenfuhr. Institutes of the Christian Religion, Book 1 by John Calvin. Translated by Henry Beveridge. Prefatory Material and Introduction. Prefatory Material. A new translation by Henry Beveridge, Esquire. The Institution of the Christian Religion, written in Latin by Master John Calvin and translated into English according to the author's last edition. Seen and allowed according to the order appointed in the Quaerius Majesties Injunctiones. Introduction. By the Reverend John Murray, M.A., Th.M. The publication in English of another edition of the Opus Magnum of Christian Theology is an event fraught with much encouragement. Notwithstanding the decadence so patent in our present-day world, and particularly in the realm of Christian thought and life, the publishers have confidence that there is sufficient interest to warrant such an undertaking. If this faith is justified, we have reason for thanksgiving to God. For what would be a better harbinger of another Reformation than widespread recourse to the earnest and sober study of the Word of God, which would be evinced by the readiness carefully to peruse the Institutes of the Christian Religion? Dr. B.B. Warfield, in his admirable article on the literary history of the Institutes, has condensed for us the appraisal accorded Calvin's work by the critics, who have been most competent to judge. Among these tributes none expresses more adequately, and none with comparable terseness, the appraisal which is Calvin's due, than that of the learned Joseph Scaliger, Solus inter Theologus Calvinus. It would be a presumptuous undertaking to try to set forth all the reasons why Calvin holds that position of eminence in the history of Christian theology. By the grace and in the overruling providence of God, there was the convergence of multiple factors, and all of these it would be impossible to trace in their various interrelations and interactions. One of these, however, calls for special mention. Calvin was an exegete and biblical theologian of the first rank. No other one factor comparably served to equip Calvin for the successful prosecution of his greatest work, which in 1559 received its definitive edition.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?